If I could have everyone's attention, we're just about to get started. I did, though, before I introduced the Liberty High School Chamber Choir, I wanted to recognize and thank the freshman string quartet from Liberty High School for playing some pre-programmed music over here in the corner. These are freshmen and making some great sounds. They are under the direction of Michelle Davis and so kind to join us here during a busy time of year. So thank you for that. At this time, I ask that everyone please rise for the singing of the national anthem performed by the Liberty High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Dr. Rika Harith. The national anthem will immediately be followed by a special musical selection.
For the
Ladies and gentlemen, the Liberty High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Dr. Rika Harris. And as I mentioned earlier, many of these students heading down to Starlight Theater this evening for the Blue Star Awards, and we wish them the best of luck. And now you see why this group gets invited to this event year after year after year. So thank you, Dr. Harris. Well, good afternoon and welcome to South Valley Middle School and the 2016 Liberty Public Schools Retiring Staff Reception. My name is Dallas Ackerman. I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing here in LPS, and it is our privilege to host this special event each year. I must say this is the one event we host that is very bittersweet for us. Please know we couldn't be happier for our retirees and what lies ahead for each of you. Spending more time with family, traveling the country or world, adding hobbies and interests, or watching The Price is Right at 10 a.m. sharp every day. We are excited for what the future holds. On the other hand, we are a bit sad that we are losing you and that our students and staff will no longer be able to benefit from the amazing service you have provided them over the years. I know for a fact that many of those students and or parents have reached out to you in recent weeks to personally thank you for the difference you have made to them. Please know that Liberty Public Schools has been a better place with each of you in our system, and the positive impact you have made for our district will carry on for many, many years to come. And for that, we say thank you. Today we have 5 retirees with us in attendance that Dr. Tucker and Mr. Evans will introduce in a moment. But first, I want to also share with you the class of 2016 retirees that were not able to be with us today. And you will see them in your program that should be at your seat. They include Susan Abbott, Gateway Paraprofessional at Liberty North High School, Kathy Alanya, Counselor at Liberty High School, Tracy Gardner, Kindergarten Teacher at Manor Hill Elementary, Mike Hammer, Social Studies Teacher at Liberty High School, Tammy Payne, Administrative Assistant, Liberty Middle School, and Sherry Porterfield, music teacher at South Valley Middle School. Let's give all of those individuals a big round of applause. At this time, I would like to introduce our 2 special guests to the stage. That would be our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jeremy Tucker, along with our Board of Education President, Mr. David Evans. At this time, let's give a warm welcome to the Superintendent of Schools in LPS, Dr. Jeremy Tucker.
Well, thank you, Dallas, and good evening. Thank you all for being here. There's a theme that's actually running throughout today that you may not be aware of. Some of you were with me a little bit earlier this afternoon at Lewis and Clark Elementary. And I wanted to focus on this theme that just is showing up throughout the afternoon, and that is the theme of service. And so for the very first time this year at Lewis and Clark, they put on a service day. And it all originated from an idea a couple of months ago in that some leaders, teacher leaders, were together and were participating in that idea discussion, kind of idea generation session. They thought, well, what would happen if we put on a service day? Ms. Ackerman's here, Mr. Darrell is here. They got to see all of that firsthand. And I got to see the tail end of it. And I started off in a conversation with Dr. Palmer, and I asked him, how has today been? And he looked at me square in the face and said, this has been the best day in the 9 years that I've been a school administrator. And that really stuck with me. And so I walked out of Lewis and Clark just kind of reflecting on what I had been part of for a very brief moment. And what comes to mind, and I'm going to put it in a kid perspective, and what happened this afternoon is that really being able to put passion into practice. And I thought, well, that's pretty fitting walking into a retirement tee. And there's another concept that I want to try to bridge a connection to, and we have a special guest here this afternoon who just completed her first year as a classroom teacher, and Miss Erica Yigdal is here from South Valley Middle School. And would you wave to the group, if you don't mind? For those of you that are classroom teachers that may have forgotten what it was like that far back ago, there's a testament to that. A great example of that is she's had a successful year. Last week, we reflected with our new teachers in their first and second year as they were wrapping up, asking questions like, what could we do differently? What could we do to improve the work that we do in Liberty Public Schools? Because we know we're certainly not perfect. We got all sorts of feedback. But fast forward to what we're here to celebrate this evening, and that is 30-some years for many of you of putting passion into practice. And so the theme for the day is really service. Whether you're a young child at kindergarten working on a project to make a difference in the lives of others, or whether you are calling it the final hurrah, so to speak, as we celebrate you this evening. The other thing that I would point out is irrespective of your roles, it's that passion into practice. One of the first people that I met as I transitioned to Liberty Public Schools is here, and that's JJ. Got a chance to interact with her early on, and several of you along the way. But we're here to celebrate you. We're here to honor you. My guess is, as Dallas mentioned, the things that you might do post-retirement, whether it's traveling, spending time for family, I have a hunch, because you're in public education, that you'll probably fold in room for service. So tonight we celebrate you, and we want to congratulate you, and thank you so much for bringing family and friends. We have several teachers, administrators here as well. Want to recognize Angie Reed, one of our Board of Education members. Appreciate you being here. She is great about coming to a variety of events that we have. We can fill her schedule pretty quickly. At this point, I also want to introduce David Evans, our Board of Education President, who's going to help honor you this evening. So if you'll join me in welcoming Mr. David Evans, our Board President.
Thank you, Jeremy, and thank you all for coming out today. I was thinking about the word retiring as Dallas said it, and while technically correct, with what I know about those of you who are retiring, I don't think of you as retiring kinds of people. I think of you as active and engaged kinds of people who are making a difference in the world around you, and appreciate the service to our community that you've already given, and look forward to hearing about your continued service and the new adventures you get to embark on over the coming years. So without further ado, we are going to recognize you one by one. So if you will come up as we call your name. Patricia Kurtz, you are first. So Patricia Kurtz has done Latin 1, 2, 3, AP English, both Liberty North and Liberty High. You have covered a lot of ground.
British Lit, creative writing, advanced composition.
A lot of ground, a lot of ground. Started in 1984. That means that totals up to 33 years. And it says here at LPS both before and after the add-on, and I assume you're meaning the original add-on because we've done another one here recently.
Right.
On the other end.
The first add-on, that's correct.
There's a lot that has changed.
Yes.
Also at Liberty North, and you had a few years of education before you started with Liberty, so you've got 36 and a half total years in education.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Born in Brooklyn, New York, considers Rockaway Beach her hometown.
Yep.
Good place to be from. Alma mater, also in New York, City University of New York, with a Bachelor of Science in, you guessed it, criminal justice. Master's of Arts in English, and then a Master of Philosophy in English Lit before 1500. I guess you've got to go back and get the next 500 years now.
I think so. Sounds good to me.
So, special memories. When I started, and this is actually Patricia, not me, but I'm going to read it in the first person. When I started at Liberty High School, students were carrying boom boxes. There was a smoking hole for students to go outside to smoke, and there were only accordion-type curtains between classrooms. Now there are tiny iPods, no smoking, and a whole add-on to high school, adding windows and walls. There are also hay fields where Walmart is. I made my students take their Latin 1 final in the weight room because the tornado sirens went off on the day of the final. Awesome. That's a weighty
They weren't
topic.
too happy about that.
They were expecting to get a pass.
Exactly.
No, thank you. So interests and hobbies: reading, paleography, which thankfully it says is reading of old manuscripts. So it's reading, and then researching medieval manuscripts.
More reading.
Reading, and reading. And she plans to do a little bit of legal research, some computer coding. So
I've
went
gotta
from the
learn
reading
that.
to the writing. Writing apps. She's going to write some super app about philosophy prior to 1500 or something. Latin. And do some writing as well. So, Patricia, do you have anyone here that you would like to highlight today?
Yes,
Or tell me who you, here, and do it
My
in front of the
table.
microphone.
Whoops. My parents are here, Michael and Catherine Deary. My husband, John, who's a lawyer, that's where legal research comes in, is here. My goddaughter, Patricia Irvin, and her husband, Dwayne Irvin, who is over at Lewis and Clark.
So it's in the family.
Yes, it
Awesome.
is. Thank you.
Let's give Patricia a big round of applause. Congratulations. Thank you.
Next, if we could have Jan Lunnan come up to the stage. I was given permission to treat this one more like a roast, so I hope that's okay. I won't tell you who allowed me to do that, so. There may be a family connection here to Mr. Ackerman, so I'll behave, I promise. Okay, so to recap, Essential Skills Classroom Paraprofessional at Liberty Oaks Elementary, began employment in 2007, has worked for Liberty Public Schools for 9 years, 3 years at Liberty Oaks and 6 years at Warren Hills Elementary. Born in Kansas City, Kansas, considers Kearney, Missouri to be her hometown, alma mater. While I don't have a degree in education, I feel like I have a special gift working in the autism classroom. It has been a real blessing to me. As far as special memories, I've made so many great friends and met so many great students during my years with Liberty Public Schools. In fact, the little boy I'm working with, is that Dallas? Sorry.
That's one of them.
I'm glad you have a sense of humor. In fact, the little boy I'm working with now has started calling me a little grandma. That's awesome. And I hear you go by Mimi as well, by
Yes.
a few other grandkids in your life.
Yes.
I thought maybe it was time to retire. Interests and hobbies include family, friends, camping, traveling, entertaining, grandkids, of course. We've got a few of them over here that you can introduce in a second. They are her life. Retirement plans include enjoying retirement with my husband of 40 years, lots of camping, and spending even more time with family. You want to go ahead and introduce who you have with you?
I do. My dad is here tonight, and my husband, and my daughter, and my son-in-law, Dallas, and 3 grandkids. Yep, and they are my life, for sure.
If you'll stay up here for just 1 second, we've got an award for you. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Janice or JJ, either one of you can come up. I'm sure there's a story behind the JJ, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, there's no story.
So you've been at Liberty Middle School the whole time? Is
Not the whole time.
Not the whole time?
majority of my time was with the administrative team.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
That's right here. That's the next thing on the list. I saw Liberty Middle School at the top and assumed that. So you've been at in the district since 2003.
Yes,
So
I have.
you've been here for 13 years, and you also hit Epic at some point along the way, and Liberty
Yeah.
Junior. It looks like.
Yeah, Liberty Middle School.
Born right here in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes, I was.
Lives in Gladstone and considers that to be home. Why not? It's a good
Yeah,
place.
yeah. Been there for 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Graduated from Westport High School. And you read a lot now that you've retired, and you're really enjoying it. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
I think Patricia has some things you might want to read, probably.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
So retirement plans include growing old gracefully. I'm sure
That's right.
you'll be able to do that. Keeping a young spirit. I think those two are highly correlated. And at some point, you'd like to work with children in some capacity, but you just don't know what it is yet.
Not yet.
It'll get you.
But yeah, working with the children when I come from the administrative team and working with the kids kind of drew me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of like working with the babies.
It's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't let anybody know that you've got time on your hands. Otherwise,
I know.
you will be working
I
with
know.
their kids.
I know so well.
All right. Well, was there anything else that you want to share with us or celebrate today?
I had a good 13 years with Liberty Public Schools, and you guys really, really impact me wholeheartedly. I've seen a big difference, and you guys are my family, really. We've had some hard times and good times, and the administrative team, Lynn was trying to get me to think of something that was funny. Well, we had so much fun over there. But we have gone through so much together, and I want you guys to know, and especially the administrative team and everybody, that you guys helped me up a lot of times when things were rough for me. And you were like family to me, so I will always have you in my heart and always keep you in my prayers.
If we could have Trina Vivanco come on up. I want to make sure I said that last name correctly. Okay, I've been practicing. Okay. You didn't have far to travel because Ms. Trina is a classroom paraprofessional right here at South Valley Middle School. She began her employment with Liberty Public Schools in 1996, has worked for the Liberty Public School system for 20 years at South Valley Middle School, Liberty High School, as well as Heritage Middle School / Liberty Junior High. Originally, she's born in Savannah, Missouri. Although she grew up in Savannah, she has lived in Liberty for 36 years now. Several of her special memories. Her fondest memory was when she was a one-on-one para with Aaron Nelson. Watching him get past all of the hurdles he had was truly inspiring. She watched him grow into a strong Christian young man who went on to college to earn degrees in journalism and philosophy and then to receive his master's degree in social work. And then there was Wes Willett. There was the time at South Valley Middle School when Wes put on a dress to wear to an all-school assembly in support of a staff member going through cancer treatments. There were also a variety of emails Wes sent to the staff from time to time, pointing out the funnier side of the job we all do and the funny side of the people we work with each and every day. Interests and hobbies include traveling and gardening. As far as retirement plans thus far, she doesn't have any specific plans, but will do some traveling. Her son is getting married next year, so that will definitely keep you busy, won't it? And then at this time, do you have anyone you want to introduce that's with you this evening?
Yeah, I have my husband Sal, and my son Ryan, and my son Tyler, and my future daughter-in-law Pam, and Wes, the famous Wes Willett, and his wife Kim, and a good friend Jane Shepard, who I worked with at the high school, and I have a good friend back in the corner, Judy Zimmerman. She's here too. Thank you.
All right, Carl. Come on up. Carl Hines, I understand that you work here in the South Valley Complex, South Valley Middle School, as a custodian. You've been with the schools since 2010, and you've covered not only South Valley, you've been at Kellybrook, Manor Hill, and you started here, so you kind of make a loop.
Right.
Born in Liberty,
Yes.
lives and considers that home, and graduated from Liberty High School,
Yes.
and then got to work in the schools along the way.
Yes.
Wow, what a local story you can tell. So your interest, church,
Church.
it's a great interest. That will keep you busy if you don't watch it. No big plans,
No.
but some just enjoy.
Traveling a little bit.
Yeah? All right, all right. Do you have some folks you want to identify
Yes, I wanna
here?
Identify my wife, Jackie Hines, right here.
All right, great. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it? Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Let's give the 5 retirees with us here this afternoon another big round of applause. Before we wrap up, I did want to thank a few individuals for making today possible, and I have them bulleted here, and we'll give them a round of applause when I get through this list. I mentioned Michelle Davis and Rika Harith and their group. Can't thank them enough for their great entertainment. Also, we have an awesome retirement reception committee. It's led by Jill Mullen here at South Valley Middle School. Jill's in the back. And this crew works like clockwork, and members include Emily Presser, Greg Meese, Julie Moore, Carrie Gabriel, and of course Lynn Martin off of our communications team. Appreciate their help. We want to thank South Valley Middle School and their support in housing us, hosting this event here today. I saw Mitch Heiser, assistant principal here at South Valley as well with Jill, great crew. And I want to thank our Channel 18 Niles Media crew, Jeff Knoll, Darren Whitley. They are here recording the event. So retirees, you're going to be TV stars in just a matter of days. This program will be re-aired coming up later this week or early next, not only on Channel 18 here in Liberty, but also on our district's YouTube page. Something else I failed to do earlier. I know there's at least a couple of our past retired staff of Liberty Public Schools. If you're in the room, would you please stand to be recognized? Our past retired staff. Yes, I knew there were a couple over there. Don't be shy. Thank you, and thank you for everything you did for Liberty Public Schools. On that note, we will continue to stay connected with our retirees in the coming years. We host a retired staff luncheon in the spring, Veterans Day event in the fall. So we will do our best to stay connected to you, and please be in contact with us if you ever need anything from us here in LPS. A couple of final announcements before we adjourn. It's tradition in Liberty Public Schools that we have the retirees come up to the front. We're going to ring our bells together, okay? And this year as an added bonus, I'm going to record the event on my iPhone, and it will be posted on Facebook tonight. So all you retirees, you get an added bonus for nothing, no added cost, okay? So we will also, along with the ringing of the bell, we'll get a group photo. And we'd invite you to stick around for a few minutes afterward to enjoy each other's company. So with that concludes our 2016 retirement reception. We thank you for being with us. Have a great evening and a great rest of the year.
Thank you.